Hi, my name's William Lawson from GetWise Marketing, and today I'd like to explain to you the importance of dental SEO. Now, if you're not familiar with the term SEO, it simply stands for Search Engine Optimization. But what I'm not going to be doing here is taking you through the technical ins and outs of what SEO is, because first of all, you'll fall asleep because it really is very boring. But secondly, if I expose all the complexities of this, it's just going to be extremely confusing for you, and that's not going to help you at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a very everyday example of how using dental SEO can help you acquire dozens of new patients every single month. And I'm just going to talk you through an everyday example, and then also we'll go into slightly more detail about each of these steps so you can see how it all works. So the first step here is you've got your prospective patient. A good example of a prospective patient is someone who wakes up at 8:30 in the morning with a raging toothache and then obviously wants that taken care of. And he doesn't have any numbers handy, just say he's just moved to the area. So he needs to find the number of a dentist to call to take care of his toothache. And what would normally happen is, several years ago, people would just pick up the Yellow Pages or Thompson. But as I'm sure you're aware, those things now are not really too popular in the household. And if someone had a raging toothache nowadays, they would just boot up their laptop and they would bring up Google, and they would type into Google something like emergency dentist. Let's just say I've just moved to Reading. Emergency dentist in Reading would be a typical thing someone would type in if they woke up with toothache and was looking for a dentist. So how this all benefits you is that if you are the website that shows up on the front page of Google after he's typed in emergency dentist in Reading, and in your case it will be whatever area you're in, then if he's able to see you, then he's more likely to be doing business with you than all the other dentists on there who are not on the first page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you in a bit more detail exactly how this all works. So let's just say my name is Jim, I've just moved to Reading, I've woken up with a raging toothache and I want this toothache to go away. So I bring up Google, and as I said, I'll be typing in emergency dentist in Reading. So these are the results that I'm going to be presented with, and I just want you to ignore here these ads at the top that have a yellow background and also down the right hand side, because these are paid ads and we're not going to be focusing on them today. Search engine optimization is purely for the natural search results here, and the reason why we're focused purely on that, I don't want to go into too much detail, but really it's because it's the natural search results that get the majority of the clicks by far on the page. So I've just typed in emergency dentist in Reading, and these are the results that I've got. I've got some directories here telling me about numbers I can call for some NHS dentists. I've got some other websites here. Let me just click on that. Giving me some advice. And we've got some other directories here, but this one looks quite interesting because it says there in the headline, emergency dentist Reading, which is something that's really going to appeal to me. So let's just click on that. Okay, and I'm just going to turn the sound down for a second. This is very interesting because this really speaks to the problem that I have that I want to take care of. This is a good example of a website that's using good dental SEO because it makes sure that it's visible on the front page when I type this in, but also here it's telling me the steps that I need to take in order to solve my problem. And if I was sitting there with a raging toothache and it said emergency dentist in Reading, which is what I need, and then it's got a phone number, I'm very, very likely to call that phone number. So this is a good example. So I think you can see clearly now, if you are a dentist looking for more emergency patients, which you might be, but you might not be, but if you were, and you were in Reading as well, then you would want to make sure you would show up here on the first page, because currently, all the people who are on the front page here are taking all the business. And if you're, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Reading, whether you're in a much bigger place like London, if you're in Oxford, it doesn't matter where you are. It really doesn't matter. Everyone in all these different areas will be searching for a local dentist. If you're interested in acquiring new patients, then your dental SEO needs to be good, which means that you're going to show up on the front page here. If you don't show up on the front page, you're missing out on all this business. So how much business are you really missing out on? I mean, is it really a big deal that someone types in emergency dentist in your area and you don't show up? Well, there's only one real concrete way to answer that question, and that is to go over to the Google keyword tool. And what this tool does is it tells you what people are actually typing in to Google every month, and then also the frequency that they're typing these things into Google as well. If you just bear with me a second. So if we type in emergency dentist Reading, it will actually tell us that, see here, it's let's go to phrase match. It's telling us here that approximately 110 people are typing that in every single month. So if you are situated in Reading, then obviously, if you're on the front page, you're going to be coming into contact with some of those people. But if you're not on the front page, then some of those 110, you're going to completely miss out. I hope you found that example useful. I hope you now understand the importance of dental SEO and how it can help you acquire dozens of new patients every month. I've just showed you all the people who are typing these different things into Google, and you want to be there on the front page so they do business with you and don't do business with your competing practices in your area. So thank you very much for your time. All the best.